All right, hey, what's going on, man? This is Kane Frost, and today's discussion is going to be about knowing your self worth and how to stop dealing with time wasters. All right, so in the book that I've written, Be the Fire in Your Her Eyes, I've talked about this, and basically how to talk to females and get straight to the point and try to figure out, if they find you attractive or not, and to basically stop wasting your time. Time wasters. Because if you don't find out fast from the girl that you're talking to, if she likes you or not in a sexual way, then all you're doing is just wasting your time. So you got to, and it's the thing you got to think about is that you're not hurting anybody's feelings. You don't know the person, and she doesn't know you, right? She doesn't know. If you're just meeting a girl for the first time, she has no idea of anything about you, of what your passions are, where you work, where you live, cars you own, or just basically anything, the topics you like to talk about, what makes you laugh, what makes you, all that stuff. So, there's no hard feelings. There's only feelings once you've been talking to somebody and y'all been going out and all that stuff. Then y'all develop feelings, which that comes later. So when you're just starting out talking to somebody, there's no hard feelings in the whole situation of just getting straight to the point and trying to figure out if the girl likes you and sees you as a sexual partner. Because somebody can talk to you and just think that you're on some friend stuff and can just talk to you for hours, and if you never, can even go out with you on dates and stuff. But if you never bring up flirtatious sexual vibes with them, they will never know what you're trying to get from that person. And I've done it as tests just to even find out. So like, if what I'm going to say this is like basically a test. So I've tried on, and this is like recently too, where like, let's say, hey, I'll be talking about my book, right? And I'll be like, oh yeah, let's say I saw two girls one time at a table, and then I just started talking with them, and I was like, oh yeah, I got a book out that's about how to successfully date with women and stuff. And so we got on this whole thing about, they were fascinated by the things that I knew and the things that I talked about. That was great, but and they were okay. One of them was like a 6, and the other one was like a 7. And so I was like, all right, enough of this. Now let me try to move it into the. And like I said, this was going on for about 10 minutes. We were just talking about the stuff. So then I wanted to bring it more into like a flirtatious vibe, right? And the girls were kind of feeling it, but I started off with the friendly stuff and just kind of just wanted to brainstorm with them about this. That's just where I was. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't find them attractive. But when I tried to do that, I was like, all right, let me switch gears in my own head and see if I can flip it from just talking normal to now talking, flirtatious. And that was really hard because I didn't come off as that person. They saw me more of an intellectual person, something that they can learn from and stuff like that. And it was funny because my friend of mine had came into the conversation because the music had just started coming on, the place, started dance place. And everybody's starting to get up and dance. So I was like, hey, I was trying to switch gears to get into the flirtatious vibe, just to kind of see where they're at. And they, like I said, they were just kind of giggling and laughing. I was trying to, make physical contact and stuff like that. When my friend comes up, and he's no better looking than me, and so he comes up and starts talking to girls and just like starts dancing and stuff like that, and grabs one of the 7, starts dancing right away. And the other girls, just her friends, looking on, looking at me, and I was like, damn it, I'm kind of stuck with a 5. But I was still, I said, let me just see if I can still do what I was trying to do with the flirtatious stuff. And even her, she was looking on with her friend because she saw her friend was having all the fun. Like, it still wasn't happening. And which was kind of disappointing. Yeah, so, the girl was checking me out, and her friend, she was more interested in her friend. She was looking on her friend, and, she wanted to be having fun, like her friend. And she was more interested, they kind of were both more interested in the friend of mine because he brought that kind of, that sexual vibe right off the bat, even though my friend, he saw me talking to them. So he knew that he had the end because I'm talking to them. So, if it was just another guy that he didn't know, then he's not going to walk up to the table and just pick the girls up, starts dancing with them and take them to the dance floor. Because he doesn't know if that's one of his girlfriends or not. So my friend knew that I had the end, so I'm sitting there talking to them for like 10 minutes, and he probably saw me talking for a while. So he was already kind of drunk, so he comes up and just picks him up and starts dancing with him. And so he had that advantage. And so when the girls, it's funny because my friend kind of moved on and started dancing with some other girls, and that girl that he was dancing with had come back, and like she just like didn't even want to sit down. She just was like just kept like looking for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause she just, he came up and just kind of got her in a certain mood and a certain feeling. So, that's why you gotta, and that's what I'm saying, he came right off and was real aggressive. But that's what you gotta do. You got to move fast. You know what I'm saying? Because if had I done that, let's say, not coming up dancing, but let's say had I come in and just kind of, got kind of more straight to the point, didn't talk about the book and just started talking straight to them about, just being flirtatious and stuff, might have gotten rejected, then I would have moved on. At least I wouldn't have been there for 10 minutes, whatever, talking to them and found out later, or I could have been flirtatious and they could have saw me, in that sexual way, and things could have changed. And instead of the girl standing there, looking for my friend, she could have been, more interested in me. But I didn't give her those feelings at the very beginning. So therefore, she didn't feel it. And it's like I said, it's hard to try and go back once you've already created something. They see you already as something, as this guy is just real friendly and he sounds pretty interesting and real cool to talk to. They see you as that guy and they don't ever move on. You might be able to, get him on a date or whatever and then kind of make that grow. That's a big maybe though. Why work on a maybe when you should know right at the very beginning? Because you could sit there and go out and hang out with them on dates and stuff, and then at the very end still get rejected, and you kind of knew that at the very beginning. So, that's what I'm saying, man, is work on this stuff as fast as you can. All right, man, so I've been interrupted a few times during this video, like 2 or 3 times. So anyways, I think I was at the part where, I was talking to 2 chicks and I didn't get straight to the point. Anyways, that, and also another thing I want to talk about was knowing your self-worth. All right, so, basically if, you're, talking to some girl and she's kind of like interested in you, right? And you can kind of, I know that when you're talking to somebody and you kind of feel like things aren't just flowing, but she's standing around, she's, wanting to still, conversate with you. Maybe there's just no other guys that are, she's interested in, or maybe nobody's coming up and giving her any kind of validation or attention or just interested in her. And you're there and you know what I'm saying? So she's kind of just, putting on an act in the ways of like acting like she likes you or she's interested in you, which a lot of girls will do, just show interest and all that stuff. But then, you get the number, she ghosts you or whatever the next day. But before that, while you're talking to her, you can kind of know, can feel it, that, you know, if this girl's interested in you or not. There are some girls that are shy, and you can tell that, that they're just shy. They'll make, just like they'll always look down, when they're talking to you, and they'll kind of cross their legs or something like that, and just, they're real shy around people. That you can get. But then there's other girls that that when you're talking to them, you can kind of just feel that they're really not interested in the conversations that you guys are talking about. And it almost feels like you're trying to keep the conversation going. Because if she's not really putting any effort into it, then you're going to be the one trying to carry the conversation. You're going to be the one trying to pick up new topics to talk about. If she's not engaging anything at all, just not asking you any kind of questions back, you've already asked her, so, what do you do for a living? Where are you from? Just basic questions like that. And then you're trying to, pull stuff into, maybe more flirtatious vibes. But if she's not asking anything about you, then she's really not interested in you at all. And that right there, the longer you stick around, if you feel it, within you, and the longer you stick around, you're pretty much lowering your own value. You're not, you're not pretty much, you're not being honest with yourself, so, and when you do that, the girl already knows that she's not gonna, if she gives you her number out, she's not gonna call you, and you pretty much have an idea already that she's not gonna. And I've been in those situations, and I'll be like, oh, okay, let me get your number, and then they're happy to give you your number, and it's a real number, it's not a fake number. But when you call that number or text that number, you're not gonna get nothing, because she already knows when you were talking that nothing went nowhere sexually, romantically. So she's not gonna text you back. She's gonna remember that point, and then it's just not gonna happen. She's just doing it to be nice, but the number will be real, and then if you are one of those guys that get all upset that she's not returning your call, and you start yelling at her, send her a bad text messages or something, that's not gonna help. It's just, it is what it is. So that's where I'm trying to get at, to know your worth, right? So the main things about this video is, try to get as fast as possible to the point of trying to create a sexual attraction to see if they're into you right off the bat, or if you come off with friend vibes, then that's where you're going to be. You're going to be in kind of friend zone. You're friend zoning yourself to begin with, and then it's going to be harder to get out of that and trying to move into sexual flirtation. If you see that girl that way, if girl sparks interest in you and you're interested, you go up and talk to her, you break through those barriers to go up and just run up and talk to them, just say, hey, what's going on? If you find them sexually attractive with that girl you're talking to, try to make it known as fast as possible, because if she likes you, then she's going to reciprocate the same feeling towards you, and then you can kind of move on from there. But if you don't, then you're going to friend zone yourself, and it's going to be harder to get out of that. And secondly is know your self-worth, and don't waste your time talking with girls that are half interested in you, because the results are going to be not interested. Either you want to talk to a girl that's fully interested in you, or move on, because a half interested girl is not going to give you the time of day. You can try. It's a big gamble to go on dates and see if it happens. But most of the times, it's not gonna, if it wasn't created at the very beginning, it's not gonna create later on. And you're only gonna waste your time and your money trying to prove something to yourself that it's not gonna work out. I've done it many times where I sat there and said, I'm gonna convince this person that, I'm this better person than what she knows, but it's just stupid. The bottom line is the person should just like you for who you are, the way you talk, what you're passionate about, and stuff like that. They're going to be really excited no matter where they're at with you. As long as they're with you, spending time with you, it doesn't matter where they're at. Those are the people that you want to engage with and you want to be with. romantically involved with. You know, the other people, they're just going to be time wasters, and if they do get with you, they're just going to be wasting or using you for something, whether it be your money or whether it be your social status or something to elevate themselves and to get something out of you. And then once they get that out of you, then they're on to the next person because they kind of leveled up and you were their level up person. You know, that's what it is, man. It's a numbers game, and that's the way it is. It's a numbers game until you find the right one. You know what I'm saying? And then when you find the right one, everything can slow down. You know, you can still keep your options open, but always keep your options open to find that right person. A lot of people always have backups, you know, once they even find that right person. Even women will always have, will see that guy, and then even if they've been together for 5 years, it doesn't matter. As soon as they start falling out of love with that guy, they start finding a replacement. And the guy doesn't have no idea, and then they find the replacement, and then they say they want to break, and next thing you know, they're dating somebody else, and then that guy's like, what happened? He has no idea. All right, man, so that's about it. That's it for this one. The book is Be the Fire in Her Eyes. It's an awesome gentleman dating guide book. Until the next time, man, this is Kayne Frost. Peace.